The SPC Gear Lix Plus is a new gaming mouse that is meant to do one simple thing: be lightweight and also perform in multiple scenarios from gaming to regular workflow. The SPC Gear Lix Plus is available for around 40 or 50 US dollars or euros, depending on the availability and if you can even get one. It's pretty obvious that the Lix Plus is trying to set a foot into the door within the super lightweight gaming mice market. And that's a tough thing to do nowadays, as the market is not crowded, it's absolutely overflowing with cheap gaming mice. Some good, some bad, and some that shouldn't really exist at all. With a weight of just 59 grams, this mouse is certainly lightweight, and it is advertised to deliver a great gaming experience thanks to the Pixart PMW3360 optical sensor, which is capable of up to 12,000 dpi. In addition to the great optical sensor, this mouse also uses Omron made switches instead of the regular Juanos made switches. These are of course for the main click buttons. We start with the design of this mouse, and it is certainly a good looking mouse. Well, as good looking as something that resembles a cooking utensil can be. In all seriousness, it's a good looking mouse. It's not over the top with RGB, and it has a neutral shape that looks to be good for both right-handed and left-handed users, but we shall see about that later on as the review goes. The shape of the Lix Plus is simple and can be used, as I've said previously, by both left and right-handed users. Not only that, but this mouse is a low-profile mouse, which means that it's not really that tall and again can be used with multiple grip styles. The honeycomb pattern that is cut out from the case of the mouse is present on all sides of the mouse, apart from the front clicks. This is a hit or miss for some people, as many complain about the sides cutouts being not exactly comfortable to the touch. For me though, it's not an issue, that's why I'm saying that I cannot complain about this. In terms of the buttons, this mouse has a standard number. You've got two white buttons on the left side. These act as the forwards and backwards buttons. They do not have a mushy feel at all, thanks to the fact that they do use Juano-made mechanical switches and not some off-brand switches. The front clicks have a great tactile feedback and a satisfying clicking noise. These are not using Juano switches, instead they use Omron-made switches, the D2FC-FK models to be exact, which have an endurance rating of 50 million clicks. The scroll wheel has a smooth surface with a dual texture. The main texture that covers the scroll wheel is soft rubber, which is easy to understand why it's being used, as rubber offers the best grip possible for your finger. The middle and lower sides of the scroll wheel are RGB illuminated. The encoder of the scroll wheel is made by F-Switch and it is a black casing model. The middle click on the scroll wheel has a Juano-made switch, and this is the model that has a black housing with a red dot. The underside of the Lix Plus is pretty basic, with no buttons to be seen and only 4 Teflon-made feet, which are on the smaller size. I personally prefer wide feet, but these so far have been performing just as good. The RGB implementation on the Lix Plus is interesting. There's RGB at the front, basically on the scroll wheel, but the highlight of the RGB implementation is at the back of the mouse. Here, not only the SPC gear is RGB illuminated from inside the mouse, but also there is a long strip of lights placed on the other side of the mouse, which creates a good semi-halo effect. The cable of the mouse is plenty long, with a length of 1.65 meters, and this cable is also covered by a really good textile sleeving. You may know this as a shoelace sleeving. This makes the cable very lightweight and easy to move around. The connector of the mouse is gold plated for increased reliability, and it is also protected by a plastic cap. Unfortunately, this cap is not attached by anything, so you will most likely lose it. The coating of this mouse is pretty good. It's matte, but it's not really that sticky and certainly has more resilience in terms of staining and fingerprint gathering, so it's that nice. Getting inside the mouse is very easy. You have to remove the rear Teflon feet and unscrew the two small screws. Afterwards, you pry open the mouse apart. And this is how the SPC Gear Lix Plus looks like with its shell removed. And you've already seen what's inside in terms of the switches, but if you are one of those that just skips through the video, well, shame. And second of all, I'll do you a favor and make a TLDR for you. Omron switches at the front for the main clicks and Juano switches for everything else, from the middle click of the scroll wheel to the side buttons and to the DPI button up top. Other things seen here are the cable, which is connected to the PCB through a connector, thus it can be easily replaced in the future if you want to. Also, that SPC Gear logo at the back, well, it's massive and it takes up a lot of space, even though it doesn't matter as the mouse is still lightweight. Before we get into the testing of the mouse, here's a sample of the sound generated by the mouse being used. The software of the SPC Gear Lix Plus is similar in design. Alright, it's almost identical with the software used by some Dream Machine mice, the only difference being the colors. Don't ask me why or how, I can't say. More than likely it's the same OEM for the software, and that's pretty much it. Anyway, the front page, which is in fact the only page, has all the important information regarding the mouse. On the right side there are multiple tabs which deal with the RGB illumination of the mouse, the pulling rate and other things, while the left side has a macro editor and a quick setup for the main buttons of the mouse. The software is easy to use and it's pretty lightweight on your system, so nothing to complain. The Microsoft Paint test is done in multiple DPI values to check if the sensor is performing as it should, and as you can see here everything checks out, with little jitter visible only when using the 12,000 DPI value. The SPC Gear Lix Plus is a good mouse. Its symmetrical shape makes it good for both left-handed and right-handed users, and both grip styles can be used here, although that depends a lot on your hand dimensions and your own personal preferences. The PixArt PMW3360 optical sensor offers a great all-around performance for both gaming and daily workloads. The sweet spot for me with this mouse in terms of the DPI is 1700 on a 2K resolution monitor. However, your mileage might vary. The build quality is also very good, with a solid casing and a good soldering quality on the surface of the PCB. The Omron and Huano made switches are great. The Omrons definitely take the spotlight, and thankfully those are on the main clicks of the mouse. The Huanos are used on the other buttons, and those are also good as well. This includes the DPI switch and the scroll wheel middle click. The SPC Gear Lix Plus is a good mouse, and if you can find it priced just right for you, then it's going to be a great choice, especially since it offers a great gaming experience, and also this mouse is available in two colors, black and white. If you like this review, then you may consider subscribing for more, and also if you want to support the channel in a direct way, then in the description below you will find the links for both the Patreon and the subscriber star pages of this channel.